Hello everybody, and today we are going to be making some Valentine's Day cupcakes. First off, make sure your hands are nice and clean. Go and clean them with soap for 20 seconds. Now, I feel like such a little professional baker here, filming myself bake, but I am no professional, I am no Mary Berry, but I do try my best, so we'll see how it goes. I also don't have an electric whisk, so I'm going to have to do everything with my hand whisk. So if you have an electric whisk, even better, but if you don't, you can hand whisk it like me. I'm sure our arms are going to ache after all of this. So first things first, you need to preheat your oven to 180 degrees and line your baking tin with your cupcake holders. So I have got these nice pretty pink ones to match our Valentine's Day theme. I also have these ones which look like little hearts, kind of. So I think I might do a bit of both. I don't know where my cupcake tin has gone. I've checked all the cupboards and I can't find it. So I have just popped these cupcake cases onto a baking tray with some baking paper on. They're quite sturdy cupcake cases, so I think they'll be okay without a cupcake tin. So yeah, so there's enough mix for 12 cupcakes. So if you get 12 cupcakes cases ready. Okay, first things first then, in your mixing bowl, you need to beat together the margarine or the butter and the sugar together for about 5 minutes until it's nice and light and fluffy. So you need to weigh out 175 grams of butter or margarine and then 175 grams of caster sugar and then mix them together. So I've got my butter and my caster sugar and I'm just going to weigh them out. So here is my 175 grams of butter and 175 grams of caster sugar, and now I'm going to whisk it for about 5 minutes until it's nice and light and fluffy. So your mixture should now look like this, nice, light and fluffy. Now we are going to add 3 eggs to our mixture and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract or vanilla bean paste, whatever you have, just to make it taste a little bit like vanilla. So 2 teaspoons of that and 3 eggs. So I have added my 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and 3 eggs, and now I'm going to have a go at mixing this again. There we go, so your mixture should be nice and runny like this. So now we are going to need our self-raising flour, and we need 175 grams of this, and I'm going to gradually add it in and mix. So gradually add some in, mix together, a bit more, mix together, a bit more, and mix together. You also might want to sieve your flour, because if you sieve your flour, it makes sure there's no lumps in it to make your mixture nice and smooth. So I'm going to add in about this much flour. There we go, and mix, and then I'm going to add the rest. And then you should end up lovely, light and fluffy, and should look something similar to this. Make sure that all the mixture from the sides is mixed in, because you don't want a big lump of butter in one of your cupcakes. So make sure it's definitely all mixed together. Now the mixture is finished, we are going to add the mixture to our cupcake cases. Now your cupcake cases should be about 2/3 full, so we leave enough room for the cakes to rise. So we're going to carefully spoon them on now into our cupcake cases, ensuring there's enough room for them to be able to rise in the oven without overflowing. I saw a baker one time, I've got the cake at the bottom of this, I watched a baker that put it in a icing bag to put them in the cupcake cases, and it was a way of preventing it from going on the outside of the cupcake cases. So I thought today I'll give it a go at trying to pop it in a piping bag, but I'll also have a go at spooning them in as well. Okay, so all your cupcake cases now should be 3/4 full. Some of mine are a bit fuller than others, full of the cupcake mix. And now it's time to pop them in the oven. Okay, now it's time to pop them in the oven. So the recipe says to pop them in the oven for 15 to 18 minutes. So after 15 minutes, I'm going to check if they are cooked by popping in a cocktail stick. And if the cocktail stick comes out clean, that means they are ready. Okay, so 15 to 18 minutes. Don't forget to set your timer. Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes. So now they're in the oven, I'm going to do a little bit of washing up before we go on to do the buttercream for the topping of our cupcakes. And here we are. I put them in for about minutes in the end. The ones I piped turned out really well. Like they just come to the top of the case. The ones I spooned, not so much. So I might have to trim the edges of these just to make sure that my buttercream can fit on top. But overall, fantastic. So whilst our cakes are cooling, we are going to go on to the fun bit and make the buttercream and prepare for the decorations. So you are going to need a mixing bowl again. I've got my whisk and my spoon. You are going to need 140 grams of butter, and then you are going to need 280 grams of icing sugar. Now I'm also going to add in some red food colouring because I'm going to make my buttercream like a pinky red colour in our Valentine's Day theme. So first of all then, I am going to get 140 grams of butter and I am going to beat that just by itself to make sure it's nice and smooth. There we go, so my butter is nice and smooth and I'm going to start to add in some of the icing sugar. Again, I am going to sieve the icing sugar in bit by bit to make sure that it's nice and smooth and free of any lumps. Now look something like this, of a nice thick smooth consistency. Now add 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk, okay, because this will make it nice and smooth. Now added a little bit of food colouring. Now I don't want the mixture too red, I want it a nice light pink, so I'm going to mix this together and see if I need to add any more. I only added a few drops of the food colouring. There we go, there is my beautiful pink buttercream. I love the colour. So if your buttercream is a nice thick consistency and it looks nice and smooth and lump free, we are now going to start piping. Now I've got a piping bag and a nozzle to try and pipe it on a bit nicer, but if you don't have a piping bag, no worries, you can spoon this on to each cupcake and decorate it how you wish. Now, I didn't film myself putting it in the piping bag because I've not mastered this without making a complete mess, but I've somehow got it in there and I am now going to start piping. I've just checked my cakes and my cakes are definitely cool. If your cakes are still a bit warm, just wait because the buttercream will just melt on top, okay? So once they are nice and cool, we can start piping. They are most definitely not perfect. I think this is the best one that got piped, but they do look very yummy. Now to finish off our Valentine's Day theme, I have got these heart sprinkles, which I thought would be lovely to put on top. Now you can decorate yours however you like, but I am going to pop these sprinkles on top. Lots and lots of sprinkles got everywhere, but I have just sprinkled a few hearts on top to top off our Valentine's Day cupcakes. Now, what baking is complete without a taste test? So let's see how these taste then. They are lovely. Thank you for joining me with baking Valentine's Day cupcakes, and I hope you've had lots of fun.